everyone, and welcome to our special interview series on decoding offer shopping by OfferDecline. Biggest challenges that organizations face during their hiring process and explore the promising solutions that can help mitigate this issue. I'm your host Deepthi, and I'm glad to have you join us today. Before we dive into the conversation, let me provide you with a brief overview about this platform called OfferDecline. This STF platform that aims to address the challenges of offer decline. As we all know, it can be disheartening for recruiters and organizations when candidates initially accept job offers but later decline them, resulting in substantial financial losses and wasted resources. Offer Decline has recognized this recurring problem and developed an innovative platform that empowers organizations and recruiters to effectively deal with offer decline. Through this platform, recruiters can now share crucial information about candidates who have previously declined offers, which enabling them to make informed decisions before extending new job offers. These invaluable resources allows recruiters to prevent potential candidates from taking for them for a ride. By leveraging the power of information sharing, the recruiters can save valuable time and resources with the overall efficiency of the recruitment process. Offer declines serve as a collaborative space where recruiters can gather insights and enhance their decision-making process, ultimately leading to better outcomes for both recruiters and candidates. Today, I have the privilege of discussing this groundbreaking challenge with our esteemed guest, Mr. Neeraj Mehra, who is Vice President Human Resources for APAC, Middle East, and UK for Infogain. With his vast experience in the field, we are excited to gain valuable insights into the challenges and potential solutions related to this candidate offer shopping. So thank you, Neeraj, for joining us today. Before going into the detailed discussion, I myself and our audience would be keen to know about your journey in the industry.
Sure. Thank you, Deepthi. And, happy to be here. And thanks for inviting me for this discussion. I'm part of Infogain for the last 5 years. And in my current role, I manage the HR business partnering role for the Asia Pacific, UK, and Middle East region. I also manage the performance management, recognition, and social impact for the entire organization globally. In terms of my past experience, I have close to 21 years of industry experience. I've worked with organizations like HCL, Global Logic, PwC, and Thomson Reuters. And I'm excited to be here. And this has been a big problem especially for the IT industry in the last 2 years. Last 2 years were quite challenging. So I'm happy that Offer Decline is taking this opportunity to fix this problem, which is a real life business problem for all of us. Thank you, Deepthi.
Thank you, Neeraj. Today we will discuss about what are the challenges industry is facing. Mainly, as you are from the IT background, we will talk about the IT background and what are the strategies companies are using to overcome this challenge.
So I think that as an organization, I think this has been, as you rightly mentioned, I think offer decline has been a big challenge especially for the IT industries in the last 2.5 years. And what really happened was that because of COVID, a lot of organizations started feeling that digitization is the way forward. And the whole process of digitization kind of accelerated. The industry was not ready with the kind of manpower that it needed to suffice the kind of requirements that were coming, and Infogain was no different. However, what we did was, to fix this problem, what we did was that we tried to use both monetary and non-monetary incentives to the candidates. We as an organization, I think what really helped us as an organization was that we are a great place to work, and our culture really talks about what we are as an organization. And as a company, we tried our level best to, when we were offering to the candidates, we made sure that we offered competitive salaries. In addition to that, we also offered stock appreciation rights to our employees to ensure that they feel valued and they're part of the overall journey of Infogain as an organization. What we also do is that as a company, what we also decided was that, while we are offering the candidates, it's also very important for us to handhold them from the offer to the joining stage. And we ensured that, we created a new program which was called as Candidate Experience Advantage Program, where various touch points were created between the offer to the joining to ensure that the individual who is being offered feels valued and feels connected even before joining the organization. So these were some of the things that we did. What really helped us also was we did a lot of branding on social media and on the Glassdoor as well. Any candidate who joins any organization tends to go onto the Glassdoor and also find out what is the culture of this company. So that also kind of really helped in our advantage. So giving them competitive salaries, ensuring that they feel valued as part of their offer to joining duration, making them part of the profit making, by giving them stock appreciation rights, ensuring that our internal and external perception about our culture on Glassdoor remains consistent. These are all the different things that we have done to ensure that candidates feel incentivized to accept our job offers.
Great. Thank you, Neeraj. Only the incentivizing the job offers helps candidates join, or there are some other ways. There are certain normal there are certain things which usually organizations do that provide them joining bonus or some other perks, additional perks. But what are the other criteria which makes the candidates join the organization, make the increase the probability of joining the organization for any candidate?
Sure. So I think that if I think about a candidate, a candidate generally looks at a couple of things while deciding an organization. One is how the organization has done, whether the organization has really grown over the years. Second most important thing is the culture of the company, where they feel that as an employee they would be valued and they would have a career ahead. As if the company is also growing. Third very important thing is that whether the company is offering competitive salaries, right? Fourth is the learning journey, right? We heavily invest on our employees in terms of their learning journey. Uh, and fifth are the benefits that the company offers to them, right? Whether it is joining bonuses or even after the joining, right? What are the other kind of benefits that the company is offering? In terms of medical insurance, in terms of lifetime insurance, in terms of recognition programs while they are there in the organization, how soon the employee can progress in their career, what are the touch points that the employees have between the employees and the managers. So these are the holistic things that a candidate looks at when he's trying to pick up a company and pick up an offer, because the market was and has been very competitive, and these are the advantage that any company would have, or an edge any company would have if they want to really continue to attract talent. And these are the things that the candidates would look at when they are trying to join an organization.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for your inputs, Neeraj. So my next interesting question is, how do you handle the situations where a candidate declines a job offer at the last moment or after the start date? How do you handle this?
So, right, like any other organization, it's kind of unfortunate, because a lot of effort goes in when we are trying to find candidates, right? From the amount of time it takes for a recruiter to screen, source, go through the entire interview process. However, the reality of life is that the market remains to be competitive, right? What we do is as a company is that we ensure that we shorten the our hiring cycles from offer to joining, right? We, like a lot of other organizations, Infogain also try to look at candidates who were available to join at a short notice. Also shorten the entire hiring process. Instead of going through large and long waiting interviews, we made sure that our hiring cycle remained shortened, right? And giving them true picture of the organization. What we also did was that as a company we offered more than what we were trying to hire, right? We obviously try to offer 2 or 3 candidates more for a single position that were there, right? Which kind of helps us to mitigate the challenges of declines that happen. So these are some of the things that we do. to ensure that we are also able to mitigate our set of dropouts, right? Because it's a reality that the dropouts would continue to happen.
Great. So when we say that normally organizations keep the backups for a single positions, so you know how the you or the organizations deal with those candidates. Let's say आपने किसी पोजीशन के लिए 2 से 3 लोगों को आपने ऑफर किया है, राइट? अगर आपका पहले ही ऑफर में क्लोज हो जाता है that the candidates join, then how about the other candidates जिनको आपने बैकअप में रखा है?
Sure. So I think this is a good question. So as an organization, it depends on. So Infogain as an organization, we are in a growth trajectory, right? And there are always certain skills that are always needed in the company, right? So whenever there are backups created for the second or the third in terms of any position, we know that we have a hiring pipeline. We know that we have new positions coming our way, because recruitment is not just done for the current position. That is also done for positions which we are anticipating after a quarter. And as a company, we have the ability to maintain certain bench as well, right? So when we have additional candidates available, what we do is that we make them sit on the bench for new positions which are going to come our way for the in the next 3 to 6 months. And we keep a close eye with respect to our sales pipeline. And this is how most of these candidates are absorbed. We also, what we do is, when the candidate comes onto the bench, either through coming from a billable position to bench, or from outside to a bench, we make sure that we invest in them in terms of their trainings, so that even if there are certain gaps which are there, which we would have identified during the interview process, because every candidate is not 100% fit, so we tend to put a lot of effort towards their training and development while sitting on bench, so that we can make them ready for future opportunities. So this is how we manage any additional candidates that come our way, which are available for us. But we make sure that we don't we make sure that we honor every offer that we give. So with a lot of integrity, we ensure that we hire them for us as an organization.
Okay, great. So my next question is, which is one of my favorite question, that what are the reasons you get from the candidates who decline offer on the last moment?
So there are all sorts of reasons which are given by the candidates. Some candidates share genuine reasons of some candidates are very honest and open, right? And they share that the offer, they have another offer which is much higher in terms of compensation, that Infogain is offering, or any other organization is offering, which is obvious, right? Because every company has their set of salary grids and all that. Some candidates also tend to give not very convincing things, like they have they are not keeping well, or they have some problems in the family, and at times you get to know where that some of the reasons tends to be fake, because you see them joining some other organization and updating that on LinkedIn, right? So candidates tend to share higher salary offers, maybe higher designations that other companies are offering. At times company, candidates also tend to look at companies which have higher brands, right? Some people are more attracted towards brands which are more known in the market. So higher salaries, higher brand, uh, some other reasons of saying that somebody's unwell in my family, while those are not really genuine reasons.
Yeah.
I think these are some of the reasons that employees tend to take. But more or less, I think the two major reasons anybody tends to decline an offer, or rather three reasons, is generally higher, better brand, better compensation, or better designation. I think that these are more or less three major reasons that candidates tend to decline job offers.
Great. Thank you so much. Could you share some of the challenges you have faced while navigating the offer shopping process, and how you overcame them? Any instances if you can relate it to?
So I think offer shopping has been there. I think since the industry started, not just limited to IT industry, but for all the industries. And that is also there because there is always a gap between demand and supply. Right, the demand continues to be very higher because of India being a market which is more cost effective and has and offers quality in terms of work. While over the years, I think that companies, while over the years, I think that the overall salaries in the industry has also gone up. But I think that different things. I think some of the things I mentioned earlier as well, that you know, uh, you know, if I first talk about the challenges, I think the challenges that one faces because of the offer decline is that as a company, you are thinking of bringing somebody on board, and at times, you also, managers even tend to share the candidates to the clients because we work very closely with the clients, right? And at the last minute, if somebody declines, you have to kind of cut a sorry face in front of your customers. That is one big problem that we face, or any company faces. Second is that there tends to be a billing loss, right? Because the candidate was supposed to join from a particular date, and if the candidate does not join, then it tends to have a billing loss. And the third very important thing that is a outcome of or a problem that happens because of offer decline is that it creates additional pressure of people who are working in that particular project, right? Mostly what happens is that in projects, when companies are trying to hire, there are some other people who are also trying to stretch more and cover up for people who are not there in the team. So that kind of creates additional pressure on these people. What Infogain has done, I think, over the last few years is that, as I mentioned some points earlier as well, that we ensure that our entire hiring cycle is shortened. We ensure that we offer competitive salaries, we give bonuses. We always give a true picture of Infogain as an organization, because as a candidate, as I mentioned earlier, a candidate always tends to always has kind of a checklist while joining an organization, whether the company has the right culture, whether is company offering the right competitive salaries, what is mentioned on the Glassdoor, does the company have more learning opportunities? So we ensure that we inform all these things to the clients, so there are lesser dropout ratios. I also talked about ensuring that we continue to review our hiring grids. Right. What has also happened is that in the last 2.5 years, the market became so competitive that all organizations had to up their game in terms of kind of paying the right kind of salaries to the candidates. So we also ensure that we are in the game in the market. So ensure your salary grids are also reviewed at a regular interval, and give them the right picture. Irrespective of whatever decision that they have, or whatever decision that they take, ensure that we tend to handhold them during the entire process through through our program of candidate experience advantage. So these are the things that I think we did to ensure we are able to mitigate the whole challenge of dropouts as much as we can. But dropouts, as I said, will continue to happen. It's the reality of the market. Uh, it has gone down to some extent in the IT industry because of the slowdown in the industry. But it continues to happen even at a very senior grade. My suggestion, especially to senior people, is that it actually tends to create an impression in the minds of people or hiring companies. So it's always good to only pick offers if you feel that this is the right organization for you to join. Otherwise, you tend to burn your bridges, which does not go a very long way. So I hope, Dipti, I was able to answer your question.
Definitely, Neeraj. And in these days, culture plays a pivotal role in joining an organization for the candidates. Of course, compensation is also a major part of it, where they tend to go for the higher side always. And yes, brand is also impact. Has also a huge impact, which normally people wish to join. But at the same time, the learning journey, the growth path, the kind of experience you are giving to your employees also very important, and making your employee feel good from the day one, it really matters a lot. And the day one starts when we start having conversation with the candidate, not just when the person is tend to come in or they have their joining days, but this is really
Absolutely.
important. How do you balance the need of the organization with the needs and expectations of need and expectations of candidate during the offer negotiation process?
So I think good question. So I think negotiation, honestly, if you really ask me, is an art. Understanding what are the needs of the candidate uh, with respect to where he is in his space in his career. I think that is something which is very, very important. A lot of times recruiters tend to only focus on money, whereas if you really try to understand the candidate in terms of where he is or what are his expectations from the new job, that can really help organizations and the candidates quite well. How do we create balance? Right, we try to understand the needs of the candidate with respect to his career opportunities. Right, like for example, if there is a candidate who is leaving the job, right? Understanding why the candidate is leaving the job is very, very important, right? And asking the right set of questions to know that if the candidate is only offer shopping, or the candidate is only changing for money, or the candidate is changing because he was not promoted, or the candidate is not happy with the culture of his current team or the organization. Is the organization where he's working on is not going through the right phase, right? Understanding those things are very, very important, and then offering him solutions in terms of, like, if somebody is only interested in money and he's not grown over the years because of compensation, offering him the right benefits and joining bonus and the right kind of salary, right kind of designation can play a very important role. If a candidate is leaving the organization in terms of not the right culture in the team, giving him the overview of Infogain as a company, that we have the right culture in the team, in the organization, can really help in creating that balance. So I think that these are some of the things that we do to ensure that we understand what are the needs of the candidates and giving him the right solution with respect to what can make him join, or what is his real need today, in terms of money, in terms of career, in terms of learnings. What is missing in the current organization that Infogain can offer, can really help in creating that light balance, for us to ensure that we have lesser dropouts.
Yeah, great. Would you like to give some quick advice to the recruiters as well who go through this tedious process and come across this offer declines? And mainly when we talk about the IT industry, this is like it becomes very normal these days. But still, a hiring manager or recruiter spends a lot of time, lot of energy in the entire process, and when it comes like this, that candidate is not joining on the last day, it makes them feel bad. Overall, everybody is human, so they are also, though they are habitual, but still, any quick advices for them?
No, absolutely. I think that, to me, recruiter is like a sales job, because you are trying to sell your brand, and it's not easy to sell your brand. So, for me, if my suggestion to recruiters is that it is very important for you to understand your own brand. Okay, what do you stand for as an organization? How passionate you are about yourself as a company? What do you think are the USPs of your company? What is the employee value proposition that you can sell to the candidates? That is something which is, I think, the number one thing that I would request all recruiters to know. Having some bit of knowledge about the technology that you are trying to hire, right? Some bit of knowledge about the business that you are trying to hire for, right? I think not in terms of learning the coding, but in terms of understanding the domain, right? Like for example, we work for insurance companies, right? So in understand having some bit of understanding about the domain in terms of the insurance can be of great help. Understanding the project that you are trying to hire, right? That is also kind of great help, because you can tell them that this project has been, like for example, one of our projects has been 15 years. The client has been working with us for the last 15 years. So that kind of gives a stability to the candidate. If I tell this to the candidate that you are going to join a project which has been running for the last 15 years, right? So because a lot of times there is an anxiety in the mind of a candidate, that whether I'm going to join an account which is a stable account or not, right? Or is it going through a lot of turmoil? So giving them that sense is also something which is very, very important. Recruiters should also try to understand their pay structure, right? The pay structure that they're trying to offer to the candidates, the benefits, right? The culture of the company. So these are some of the things which I feel are very, very important. Uh, as I said at the beginning, it's a sales kind of a role because you are trying to sell the whole idea of company, right, or Infogain as an organization to the candidate. And last but not the least, understanding the need of the candidate, right? It is something which is very, very important, and giving him the solution to the need that he has, right? If the person is looking for only money, right, offer him the right kind of compensation and benefits. If the candidate is trying to leave because he does not have the right culture, talk more about the culture. If the candidate is not happy about any other thing, so give him the right kind of reasons. Yeah.
Thank you, Neeraj, for your sharing your thoughts and giving these suggestions to recruiters as well, who frequently face this challenge of offer decline. Do you think that such platform called offer decline can really help organizations and recruiters to overcome this challenge of offer decline?
No, absolutely. I think that the product, at least the whole idea around the product of creating a repository of candidates, who are offer shoppers, and giving those insights to organizations like us can be of great value. Because one is that there is always an opportunity, and I'm not saying that offer shopping is a bad thing, but there should be a limit to the amount of offer shopping that happens. And the candidates also need to understand that keeping the organizations who have offered them informed at the right time that they don't intend to join can be of can really help, which generally doesn't happen, and the offer declines happen at the last minute. So I think platforms like OfferDecline can be of great value, wherein they can always predict and share that this is a candidate which has a lower possibility of joining, or this is a candidate which has a higher possibility of joining. Can be of great help to organizations like us, so that we can invest in the right candidates and offer the right candidates, so that the amount of time and energy it takes to onboard somebody can be utilized well. So I feel that this product can be of great use to the industry.
Great. Thank you so much, Neeraj. Thank you for sharing your expertise, so much of thoughts, and the suggestions to the recruiter and your kind words about offer decline. This will be really helpful for the organizations and recruiters, and I'm sure. And I would really encourage organizations to try this platform offer decline, which can really help them in taking better hiring decisions and save a lot of money and resources. So thank you so much, Neeraj, once again for joining us and being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Our audience will be learning a lot from this conversation, and I look forward for the more conversations in future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Deepti. Thank you for all your time. Thank you. Have a good day.